What's going on? Coins Alert is back with more coin news. Let's get right to the news of the day. The SEC has accepted April 30th as the public launch date for the ProShares Trust XRP ETF or multiple products. This is the first news we have, or I should say 3 ETFs that are tied to XRP. We can see April 30th, 2025 down below. Let's look at the first form, which is this N1A. They have a short XRP ETF, an ultra XRP ETF, and an ultra short XRP ETF. If we zoom in and scroll down a bit, we can see all of these XRP ETFs or goods. That's cool to see. ProShares is releasing 3 ETFs that are linked to XRP. These are not spot ETFs though, as I want to make that clear. We can see right here that this fund is putting its money into XRP swap deals and futures contracts. That means these ETFs are better for trading every day than investing for the long run. To sum up, you should know that ProShares already has Bitcoin futures contracts and Ethereum futures contracts, or at the very least, ETFs that track these. The planned date for the general launch in the next 3 days is shown below. That, along with the other CME news we talked about, makes it likely that spot XRP ETFs will happen either this year or in early 2026. Also keep in mind that Bitwise, Canary Capital, 21 Shares, Wisdom Tree, CoinShares, and other companies have already filed for or launched a lot of XRP spot ETFs. Volatility Shares and ProShares are the only funds that aren't XRP spot ETFs. Everything else is a real spot XRP ETF, even Grayscales, which is just a change to a real spot XRP ETF. Next, Olin Crypto shared a video of BlackRock's Larry Fink talking about tokenization. As for the fact that we are now moving forward with tokenization, every bond and stock, it's crazy. That's the edge we should be moving toward. Of course there will be winners and losers, but we need to be ready for the tokenization. It would also make more cash available to everyone if we tokenized. In a new letter, the Nasdaq also asks the SEC to set up rules that properly categorize digital assets, saying that they can fit into current markets with the right supervision. Our new pro-crypto SEC chairman Paul Atkins has also called out the old SEC government. Also, if you're interested, Stetis made a current infographic of the XRP reports with the SEC that you can see here. I heard 2 days ago that hashtag started the first spot XRP ETF in the world, but not in the US. It was in Brazil. The name of this XRP spot ETF is XRP-H11. For sure, this is already live on the B3 stock exchange, which is Brazil's largest stock market. You can see this for yourself by going to hashtags.com, clicking on products, and then clicking on new. There you'll see the XRP-H11. As of today, hashtag says that the fund is fully backed by real XRP, and we can see that hashtag says they will keep at least 95% of their XRP exposure. This is really cool. Also, we know that hashtag already has an ETF for Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is a good move for XRP, and this is really just a warm-up for when the first XRP spot ETF filings are accepted in the US. Next, Chainlink shared something that made it clear that steady coins aren't the end goal. These are only the very top of the fish. They lead to the need for much bigger things. Last but not least, I'm going to try to explain some very important news about Hedera. This was shared by Generation Infinity. For those who don't know, the Linux Foundation now controls the whole Hedera software, which is now Hiero. That sounds like the right way to say it, so I'll just say Hiero. What the heck is going on? In order to quickly review, let us go over this Hiero Technical Steering Committee, or TSC. This is the 6-person technical steering group that we have now. We have Lehman, Richard, Alex, George, and I think these others. Lehman, co-founder of Hedera. Richard, I believe Swirlds Labs, and Alex, I also believe Swirlds Labs. That is, we have a lot of people who work directly with Hedera or Swirlds Labs. This means that the original architects of Hedera are still having a big impact on the plan. And now Milan gives us a quick rundown. So Hedera gave its core code to make Hiero, which is now a separate open source project run by the Linux Foundation. The Hiero Technical Steering Group is in charge of the technical direction. There are 9 seats and one of them shows the Hiero building for the group, like on Hedera. It was Milan who told us that he is definitely running for the first end-user seat on the Hiero TSC. Hiero is also made so that anyone anywhere can build and come up with new ideas while still having decentralized government. The TSC is adding a spot for end users so that builders, developers, and users can choose a new voice to help shape the platform's future. Let's talk about what this means. Looking at the TSC alone, we can see that 3 or 4 of them are directly connected to Hedera or Swirls Labs. The fact that the Linux Foundation runs the open source version pretty much proves that Hasgraph is a reliable autonomous technology. This makes me think that the name will grow, and more projects will be built on Hiero. It will make sense for them to connect to HBR, Hedera services, and Hedera infrastructure. Additionally, could this be seen as a way for regulators to try to avoid any future laws that try to stop crypto? In addition, I hope that a lot more developers will use Hiero because it gives developers who are unsure about Hedera's permission to like council model an open decentralized choice. This is really up to how you look at it. Is this a way to give businesses a public network that has been tried and tested with Hedera and then give coders a more open platform like Hiero to try new things without these restrictions? To sum up, the Hedera codebase goes on as Hiero, and there is a new end-user election that lets the community really have a say. Some of the smartest tech people from Hedera and Swirls Labs are still very active. And does this mean that Hashgraph technology will grow a lot in the future on both Hedera and Hiero? Going back to September, when Hedera first introduced Hiero, you can find out more at hiero.org. To try to tell Hedera from Hiero apart, we should remember that Hedera is an open public network. It runs real apps, smart contracts, file storage, tokenization, and payments. When we talk about Hiero, we should think of it as an open source codebase or a set of tools that anyone can use to make their own networks using Hashgraph's hack. As far as I know, Hiero is just a codebase or a technology platform. It's not any kind of token or new coin. From my point of view, Hiero is a place where new technologies can be tested. It's open source Hashgraph tech, but none of the code itself. We want Hiero to do well because it will bring more attention to Hashgraph technology. Remember that for the project to work, we still need Hedera plus HBAR, the local token, because that's where the real network is. So I think Hiero is meant to increase usage of Hashgraph technology and make it easier for more people to use. It is not meant to replace Hedera. I hope that makes sense, guys. If there is anything I got wrong, please let me know. I did my best to break that down. Feel free to hit the like button and tell me what you think about this movie below. All of the links to my crypto resources, like trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, tools for making charts, and special deals, are in the video description, along with a link tree. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.